What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another year-end video. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 15 of my favorite songs that came out in 2019. Now I have to say, yet again, this year has been overwhelmingly good when it comes to music. Like, it's kind of been hard to keep up with because there's just been so much good out there. So keep in mind, I only have 15 songs on this list today, but there was so much more out there that I absolutely adored, and I wish I could have made like a top 50, but I just don't have time for that. So you're gonna have to deal with the top 15, but I do have a couple honorable mentions as always, so I will roll those super quick. So I know those songs were really great, but my actual list has even more to offer, at least in my opinion. You guys gotta remember, this is my personal top 15 list. Obviously, everybody has different music tastes and different preferences, so we're not all going to agree, and I think that's pretty cool, honestly. I would love to hear what some of your favorite songs were that came out this year. So please do let me know down in the comment section, maybe your top 10, top 5, and let me know what you think of my list as well. And while you are down there, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new to the channel. And I have to say, this year has been kind of terrible in pretty much every other aspect, but at least we have some great music to go out on, and let's hope for better in the new decade. But I'm excited to talk about these songs, so let's just get into it. To begin my list at number 15, I want to talk about Pup. No, not a dog. This is a rising punk band that really deserves way more attention than they've gotten. Their new album was even better than their last, and the song that got me hooked personally was See You at Your Funeral. This is one of those unforgiving breakup songs, and they deliver it in such an enjoyable way that feels, yes, a little angry and rude, but it's hilariously stated. I mean, he really wants nothing to do with this person anymore. He hopes he never sees them again, and if he does, it better be their funeral. And I love how he says, better yet, I hope the world explodes. He would literally rather the world end than have to run into this person again, and I find that hilariously relatable. If you've ever gone through a breakup, I think you all can understand that. Of course, musically as well, this just really brings the energy. It's just a blast to listen to. I can't recommend it enough. If you were waiting on the sunshine, blue sky, cheap high, lullaby, the mother savage letting you down. The MAINE somehow always bring us the best singable hooks that just beg you to come back to, and their song My Best Habit quickly became a habit for me. I could not get away from this song in 2019, and by that I mean I had it on repeat, of course. This was easily my favorite on You Are Okay. It's super uplifting and motivational. The lyric, good thing I don't exist for you at all anymore, touched me deep inside because that's such a good little motto to remember. Whether you're talking about an ex-lover or friend, an unsupportive family member, or just people in general, you have to remember that you live for you and you should be happy and follow your own path and not let others change who you are. If I'm not me, I'm everyone else. This track embraces being unique and it's insanely memorable. Just a true bop. Even though Turnover's newest album Altogether didn't quite make my albums list, I wanted to shout out my favorite track from it, Still in Motion. This one is a great fusion of everything Turnover does best. Starting off soft and jazzy, eventually getting really groovy in that guitar, which is super reminiscent of Peripheral Vision, their best album. Turnover are great at setting the mood, and Still in Motion is the perfect chill, atmospheric, and laid-back tune that still manages to feel animated. I think John and I both just couldn't stop coming back to this song. It's just so easy to listen to. Go check it out. Post Malone has been killing the game lately, and at number 12 we have the song Circles, a really mellow, soft, and vibey track about struggling to end a relationship that you know is toxic and just kind of going through that cycle back and forth, can't really make up your mind. And what drew me in personally to this song is that chorus, man. I mean, you just can't help but bob your head along to it. It's such a groovy, sad bop that doesn't ever get boring, at least to my ears. Oh, Wallows, when you win big. Nothing Happens was a killer record, and one of my favorites from it was Remember When. Lyrically though, this is kind of more basic, I suppose, about longing for a past relationship and reflecting on some of those memories. But honestly, what sold me was the guitars and overall musical aesthetic. You have to play this one loud, guys, and it's gonna start off a little slower. Just wait for it. It's gonna build up, and starting at around the halfway point, you're not gonna be able to help yourself. You're gonna want to sing along. And as the song goes on, it just kind of gets better and better and even stronger sound-wise. Remember When is a lot of fun and sounds even better in the context of the album. American Football returned in 2019 and gave us a really beautiful record. My personal favorite song that came out of this has to be Silhouettes, a heartbreaking, guilt-ridden song about infidelity. And it opens up with these haunting, bright bells that kind of fade into these shimmery guitars that capture just the perfect mood for this topic. Like I said, it's haunting, it's eerie, it just makes you feel almost uncomfortable, but like in an oddly satisfying way. And the vocal delivery is just absolutely stunning here. This song will make you want to cry, vibe out, and just melt away into the gorgeous instrumental. This is a masterpiece. God, guys, I have been literally dying to talk about the new Harry Styles music on my channel. My number 9 selection is his lead single Lights Up that came out back in October, and ever since then I've literally been addicted to this song. I adored Harry's first solo album, and I might even love this new one more. Lights Up quite literally shines as we see Harry getting back into the pop world, but I love that it still has some vintage rock flavors with that groovy instrumental. Now this song is all about self-expression, and it's very freeing and so easy to sing along with. It's pretty, danceable, hooky, and it just refuses to leave my head. At number 8, we have another song that has been stuck in my head for literally months. It's So Damn Wrong by Bearings. Now, I got into Bearings last year, and their debut album, Blue in the Dark, actually made my albums list. So I've been keeping my eye on them this year, and they put out 2 really great songs that actually saw them moving in more of an alternative pop rock direction. Their older material is more in the lane of pop punk, so I think some of their fans just weren't really down with this style change, but for me personally, I was just really impressed with how well they did here. It's a chill track that goes down super smooth with those chugging guitars that give it a little bit of edge, and a super memorable chorus with a more laid-back vocal performance from Doug that still feels very passionate. Go check this one out. It's very different. It sounds like a lot of different things and definitely not something that they've ever really done before, so I applaud them for kind of going out of their comfort zone.
All the photos and the flowers by the street.
Now y'all probably saw this one coming because I've praised it enough already, but Fulton Street 1 by La Dispute absolutely had to make my list. I mean, this is one of the most compelling, powerful, and just emotional songs that I've heard in a while, and it really had an effect on me. It's hard-hitting, raw, and just extremely real. It makes you think about death and what happens after. You're kind of forced to put yourself in the shoes of the grieving and ponder how you're gonna respond to those inevitable events that do happen in everyone's life. And guys, you have to listen to this song while watching the music video. It will floor you, trust me, it will have an impact on you, and my words just can never do justice. But if you really want to feel something, give this song a chance.
Don't swear to God he never asked you. It's not his heart you draw a knife through.
So while I wasn't a huge fan of Amo by Bring Me the Horizon as a whole, there were some undeniably great tracks on it, and my favorite was In the Dark. This is a personal one for Ollie Sykes, as it's literally about his ex-wife and how she cheated on him, which ended their marriage. And they did a great job at getting the atmosphere right here. It stands out because it's so different, but it's still accessible and easy enough to like casually listen to. And I love the haunting female vocals that sing the words in the dark quite literally, alongside Ollie and his soft, heartbroken, bitter vocals. I've always loved that he says, "Don't swear to God he never asked you," because Ollie is the one being betrayed here, and I always found that wordplay really clever. And this is just a really cool song that feels dark, but also super unique and laid back at the same time. You guys already know how shockingly good 9 turned out to be, and honestly, several of the new Blink songs could easily appear here, but for my number 5 pick, I went with Pin the Grenade, one of the catchiest tracks that the album has to offer. And they really don't waste any time here on this one. It gets super explosive really quickly, again with that super fun chorus that you're gonna so easily be singing along to after hearing it just once. It's familiar, but also nostalgic at the same time. It feels a little timeless, and it's obviously relatable. I mean, this is clearly about a one-sided relationship, and I love the line, "If you don't love me, lie to my face." He would literally rather be led on than give up, and it's kind of humorous but enjoyable in every single aspect. This is an awesome track. In 2019, we saw Grayscale taking some risks and adding more poppy, electronic components to their music. Just Right is the opening cut to Nella Vita, and it instantly grabbed me and kept me coming back. I truly could not get enough of this. This is a reflection song about a past relationship, just kind of reliving some of those memories from when you were young and infatuated. And I like how this song is looking back fondly rather than bitterly like most breakup songs do. Colin talks about how full of life he was when he was with this girl and how he's remorseful for ending things the way he did. I think this is something that a lot of us can relate to. It's part of life, you know? The older you get, I think the easier it is to kind of make peace with older relationships and even friendships that you've lost and just lose the bad blood. I mean, what's the point in holding grudges? So I was just really drawn to this track. It's super earwormy as well and just feels nostalgic and happy and sad at the same time. I don't know, it makes me feel a lot of different things.
So loved you to death, so I must be dead. It makes me sick, you know my skin. My sins are all built in, you know.
So somehow water parks ended up really impressing me this year with fandom, and my god guys, I can't even tell you the last time I've been so hooked on a song. I Felt Younger When We Met is actually the closing track to the album, and it is absolutely infectious. Catchiness always plays a huge role for me when it comes to music that I really love and come back to, and this song has been stuck in my head for months now, and not even just the chorus, which shines brightly on its own, but even the verses are super memorable. I said I love you to death, so I must be dead. That is seriously one of my favorite lyrics of their entire career, and you can feel the sad emptiness that Austin feels, and then the fiery passion of the explosive chorus and the guitars. But one thing I just have to complain about, I hate that they abruptly cut off the final chorus. Like, it's right at the height of it all, and it just kind of ends. And I really wish they wouldn't have done this song dirty like that, because it deserves so much better. But you know what? I love this song so much, I ain't even mad anymore. Whew, we're almost finally to the top of the list, and at number 2 we have Fake Blood by Heart Attack Man. I've talked about this a million times on my channel already, you guys already knew, but I pretty much knew instantly after hearing this song for the first time a couple months back that it was gonna make my songs list. This is an incredibly strong song that has all the best elements of the emo rock, pop punk, and alternative genres. It opens up on a really good note with a killer instrumental that's actually pretty good on its own. And once the vocals come in, we hear the guitars chugging along during the verses that build up to that absolutely massive chorus. And I just love the way this progresses. It's so easy to listen to, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of this. It's probably gonna end up being one of my favorite songs of the decade.
You wish the high would come and stick, a structured coma of infinite bliss. so sickening, but you have to deal with it.
So I could have easily picked several different tracks from Tiny Moving Parts' Breathe, and I was going back and forth between two different ones for the longest time because so much of this album is so strong. But for my song of the year, I have landed on Polar Bear. And I remember it so vividly, like the first time I played this, it roared into my soul, and I was so impressed and thrilled by it. This is one of the more louder, intense ones on Breathe. It kind of builds up and pays off several times throughout. Dylan sounds incredible, belting out the most powerful and emotional yells that just really connected with me. Yes, Tiny Moving Parts, reality is so sickening, but you have to deal with it. That's the whole kind of theme that is presented here in this song, just how difficult life can be and the hardships that you have to face. And this song acknowledges all of that, but it also encourages you to keep fighting. Don't be scared, get ready to fight. I am a polar bear. It shakes you to the core and you just can't help but sing or yell along, and it really does get you hyped in a way. And after the shit show that the year 2019 has been, I really needed something like this to keep me going. And that is why this is my favorite song of the year. And that's it! Those are my 15 favorite songs of 2019. I really appreciate you guys checking out this video today, and let me know down in the comment section what were your favorites of the year. And while you're there, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and holy shit, this is my last video of 2019. Best of luck to you all in the new year and in the new decade, and I will see you next year.